do.
All right. Hello, TJ. Thank you so much
Hello.
for joining us today and being keen to tell us about Shamanic Roots and your journey and your involvement in Heal Festival. And yeah, for joining us on Zoom from where are you?
I'm in Candelo in New South Wales, so bigger Shire.
Nice.
Yes.
So yeah, TJ, you are the business owner of Shamanic Roots and will be holding space at our Heal 2024 festival, and we're super excited to have you. And yeah, let's just start with just telling us a bit about your story and how Shamanic Roots came to be.
Okay. As a human experiencing human struggles, some of those times were quite traumatic, and after the escapism and all the things that come with that, I decided it was time to take action and heal from things that I didn't want to look at. So I started a really intense journey of figuring out my shit. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Shit. And I started seeing a lot of alternative type of medicines, all different modalities, just trying to figure out how best to connect back to myself, how to heal from things that had happened, things that I'd done to survive, and ideally just wanted to get to a place of thriving instead of just surviving on this earthly realm. And through that, I realized that I was so alone and so isolated, and I just didn't think that anyone should experience that. And I wanted to be able to serve. I wanted to be the support system, the guide, the cheerleader on the side, being like, you can do this. Like, yes, it's dark and it's scary and it hurts, but it's worth it. So yeah, I guess that's where Shamanic Roots was birthed.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I can honestly testify from my own experience with you that you definitely embody and mean what you say, and your work and containers are extremely potent, connected, and powerful.
Thanks, Shim.
On a professional sense, and also as a friend, because we've gone way back now and lived in so many different environments together during COVID, and then back at my place on a little farm, and I've just seen the real deal through and through. So yeah, I can definitely back that on every level.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys were a big part of me feeling safe enough to go into those dark, shadowy places. So thank you guys. You become my family, my soul family.
100%. We've definitely all supported each other in going into those realms, which is a huge part of what birthed Hadassah, what also I'm sure was a key factor in supporting you in your mission. And it's just incredible as sisters that we've got this like undertone bond at that level that really carries us through into all of these projects and missions that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been amazing. How old is Shamanic Roots now?
So Shamanic Roots itself will be 2 in February. I was working prior to that under a different name that just didn't fully resonate. And it was when I was in hotel quarantine, I was having dreams about the name not aligning and that it needed to shift and change, and the colors needed to shift, and I needed to connect back to my earthy roots. And that's why everything in my life is green and brown. And yeah, Shamanic Roots was born from that.
Awesome. So in Shamanic Roots, what are like if you had to describe your like signature or like key medicine modalities, what would they be?
I'd say container work. I love container work because I can combine everything that I work with. So ritual, ceremony, energy work, all of the meditations, mindfulness, it all becomes one juicy package of dark and light and finding the balance and walking between the 3D and the 5D. But ritual is my favorite. I can just go full woo woo and bring out all of the magic, I guess is the best way to describe it. And being in ritual, you can really feel the energy of what you're doing. You're setting that intention regardless of what it is, and you can feel that energy around you, and it's potent, it's powerful.
Beautiful. So for people that have never done like a ritual or anything like that, what is a ritual?
A ritual is, it's a time where, oh, sorry, one sec. There's a big truck. I'm gonna start that part again. A ritual is a place where you dedicate to self. You sit in a space of complete introspection and reflection, and you work with different tools, whether it's candles, cleansing allies, crystals, whatever it may be, bits of stone, bits of twigs, and you have an intention and you focus so solely on that. And if it is something trauma-based, you're working on removing those emotions, but also feeling them, allowing yourself to process it so that you're not holding it anymore. And then giving those emotions to Mother Earth so that she can transmute that darkness into light. And every ritual is different. Even if we had the same intention for a ritual, two people will have a completely different experience. It's led by spirit. It's honestly governed by what you need. And the actual aesthetics of it don't necessarily matter so much. It's the energy. I just really enjoy adding the aesthetics to it as well.
Cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
It's amazing like how clearly you can see the benefits of it, because not like a lot of people in our world have lost ritual, and to have someone who's kind of bringing it in and facilitating in a way that is comfortable and is beautiful and can explain it clearly, I think is really awesome. And I'd love to know, what is your favorite part about being in a container with someone as well?
In a container, the energy is just, it hits different. You're working to achieve a certain goal, but you're working over a select amount of time, whether it's 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. And the entire time you're in that container, you can feel the vibration of the energy. You've got Mother Earth, you've got the universe, you have our team of guides around us constantly feeding energy into that container, hoping to aid in the intention, to support, to guide, to protect. And it just, all of the modalities can come together, everything works together, and you just see from the beginning to the middle to the end the progression and the transformation. And it's like nothing I've ever experienced before. And I love container work. It is just special.
Sounds to me like you're kind of creating a whole package and like weaving a story with all of your medicine into like one kind of brew, or like one vial of something exactly tailored for that person. So you can be a full magician.
That is definitely the goal. And studying with my teachers, it's very much like that. The program is literally called the Shamanic Magician with Shamanic Energy Training, and I'm very early on, but you can just see already the different aspects of the teachings and how it all brings it together. And it's allowed me to realize that, yes, I have singular modalities, but when you combine them, that's where that real magic and that real potency lies.
Beautiful. So I just wanted to touch on the Heal Festival coming up.
Yes.
Right? And we have a few different themes for Heal, because we believe at Hadassah healing comes through in the mind, in the soul, in the body, through nature, through our businesses, and through our relationships. So we've chosen these themes, and we have definitely resonated with you, or believe that you are the expert in the soul element, so connecting people back to really their truth and their essence. And I'd just love you to touch on that aspect for you, like what that actually means to you.
Well, we are spiritual beings, so we begin from the soul. We choose a human experience on this earthly realm, and our soul is infinite. Our soul's eternal. Our soul is what continues on when this vessel ends. And being able to be in the realm of the soul, the 5D and above, while in the 3D here on this realm, and having bridges, that's where we can allow that connection. And it's this frequency of love, of gratitude, and that's where our soul is at its highest vibration. And its purpose, you know, is to evolve. And as we come here as earthly beings, as humans, we're ever changing, ever growing, trying, failing, and the whole mission in that is to evolve. And so our soul is learning all of these lessons, and then we come back again and again and again. And the soul is joy, the soul is peace, and heal is such a beautiful way of describing that, because you're seeing the root cause of our disconnection from the soul, and you're combining all of these different aspects with all of these different people for people to come back to themselves, to come back to their soul.
Amen. I love how you put that, saying that like healing is the process of reconnecting to the soul.
Yeah, well, all of the imprints, whether they're traumatic or not, everything that we go through is a part of our evolution. And when we get back to that moment where we're so deeply centered, so grounded, so connected to our soul, everything else just kind of falls away.
Yeah.
And we realize that mission of why we're here.
And I remember we touched on this before in one of our containers, is like that process of reconnection has gold in it, and gratitude. And I just love you to touch on what that actually means. Like, what do you gain? Like, what is the evolutionary piece in that reconnecting process? Take your time. It's a very big
question. Well, I know it's a cliche saying, but it's not about the destination, right? It's about the journey. It's the people that we find along the way. It's the experiences that we have, whether they have a positive or a negative outcome, everything we are meant to experience. And we signed up for it before we even got here. We signed up to our parents, we signed up to our journey. Yes, we have free will and we can alter that path, but ultimately we signed up for all of the trials, the suffering, the love, the happiness. And that evolution only comes with growth. And within that is the uncomfortable, like the unknown. We have to go through it. And I think even if people are unconsciously evolving, they're still evolving. Whether it's for their highest good or not is dependent on the person, but we're all going through the motions of evolution. Some of us are just more consciously trying to evolve.
Yeah, I love that. Definitely.
Yeah, that's
like focusing on the evolutionary pace to like kind of like 10x it or something, or like streamline it. Yeah.
Every year on my birthday, okay, how have I grown? How have I changed? What do I feel I need to change? What has become a habit that serves me? What's become a habit that no longer serves me?
Yeah. I'll just say like one more thing. The thing that I found with so many of my friends and myself is my biggest disconnections when I come back from that are like my superpower wisdoms to pass forward.
Yeah.
And so I love removing the shame from this evolutionary process when we get disconnected and people find themselves doing things that they can never imagine that they would do. And it's like, if that happened to you, that is your superpower. Coming through that, alchemizing that, healing that will be the biggest wisdom that you have to give forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, those disconnections serve a place for us to be like, this is not the life and the path that I'm here to lead. And so something's got to change. And unless it completely disrupts our life in a way that really makes us have that hard look, it's not going to change.
Yeah.
So that disconnection has to be a full break of a part of your soul for it to awaken you to be like, this needs to be different. And I'm going to make that happen.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Else you want to say to that, Ribs? Or
no, I mean, I think it's definitely brave work. I would be curious to know, and I'm sure other people would want to know, like, you know, when you're facilitating that for people, how do you keep your energy field and just your energy levels clean, and like, how do you maintain that for yourself? Because it's brave work for the person doing it, but they're being guided by you, and that is like, it's literally what you do for work. So yeah, I just want to know how you manage it.
First thing is complete honesty. I have to be aware of how full my cup is. And I have so many different practices for me that just allow me to fill my cup up. And, you know, the most simplest one is just sitting by myself and reading. For me, that is such a big recharge. Or sitting in my own ritual, journaling. There's all these little things. As you know, I'm barefoot. I'm always walking with my feet on the earth. Mother Earth is constantly recharging me. Or I'm hugging a tree because I just need that extra bit of energy, and it's always with love and gratitude. But you can't do this work from an empty cup because you're not in service to the person and you're not in service to yourself. And yeah, being upfront with that, being upfront with, hey, I'm not at full capacity today, or I am ready to go. Yeah, there's a lot of different practices, and over the years they change, they evolve as I do. But one that has been around for a very long time is reading. That is, yeah, a big recharge for me.
Cool. I love that. Yeah, I think it's important for people that are, for anyone, but I think people who are especially in the work of, you know, taking people back to some dark places and helping them remember it's self-care is probably like the number one thing. Hey.
Yeah, and I also have a big support system. I have you guys, I have some family, I have my partner. You know, I am also human, and I am also going to have days where I'm not feeling great. And knowing that I have a support system to rely on as well is a huge part of being able to serve. Because we need to be able to ask for help. We need to be able to lean on people when we need them.
Definitely. And it's a huge integrity piece on your end, because you're living receivership as well as giving, and honoring yourself is the embodiment of what you're teaching.
Yeah, and I have found with a lot of other facilitators as well, we are givers and we do struggle to receive. And when we start receiving, it's so different and it's so full of love, and we receive it in such a loving and grateful way because we're not used to that receivership. And so it's like an even bigger burst of energy that we're receiving, an even bigger burst of recharging and feeling safe and able to be vulnerable. And that's how I want people to feel around me. So I need to be able to be open and feel that around others.
Love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's great accountability on looking and embodiment. It builds a lot of trust for me, and like just anyone around someone who's doing that level of accountability. It builds so much trust. Yeah. Should we do the next one?
Yeah, I'd love to ask you, TJ, what is your highest vision for humanity?
Honestly, I would love a world where we just come back to living with the earth, where not about greed or about ownership. It's just, we're all such interconnected beings, but we're all so disconnected. And if we can come back to a world where we're connected and intuitive and living with the land in honor of Mother Earth, and our entire society changes, and it's trade. You know, we're able to serve in exchange for food, in exchange for shelter. And yeah, honestly, just little forest dwellers, every single person just connecting back to the earth and realizing that the earth that we live on, Mother Earth, is our true mother. And she has held us all and nurtured us all, and it's time to give back to her.
I love that. I love that response. Big yawn. Why is that funny? Because you're like, it's been, I've been trying to hold that yawn in for so long as well. Yeah. It's like taking deep breaths to not yawn. And then I wanted to speak, and I was like, I can talk without breathing.
Oh,
out. I love it.
Thank you, TJ.
Yes, thank you. We have more though.
Yes, we have a little bit more. So in what way do you feel aligned to Hadassah and our upcoming Heal Festival? January 20th, everybody.
Everyone,
Buy your tickets. Early birds out now.
buy your fucking ticket.
Okay. I feel that Hadassah is in alignment with me. It just is. Like, we all have such the same vision, but in a different way of receiving it. And when you put people with the same vision together, you're only going to create magic, right? So having you two creating Hadassah, creating this vision of what you're serving, what you're giving to the world, and being able to be a part of that and then offer my own version of that is just, it's magic. For lack of a better word, it's literally just magic. And I see the change that you guys want to make in the world, and I've seen your struggles and you've seen mine. And Ruby, you want a better life for your kid. The kid. I didn't know if anyone knew.
That's that.
It's like, do people know? So I didn't know how to say that then. Shit.
Dazzles.
Just edit that whole part out.
We should keep it. Baby.
Baby.
That's your announcement. That'll be your announcement right there. Fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Getting edited.
Should I answer that? Should I answer that more?
No, that's great.
No, that's fine.
Loved it. Thank
Edit
you.
that last bit out.
So good.
Wait, maybe just finish it because we did interrupt the end of it. Like, Ruby, you want a better life for you. Just say family.
So we all want a better life for our families, whether it's human babies, whether not, fuck.
Human babies.
We should keep everything.
Non-human babies.
I was gonna say fur babies because I'm looking at
You can say fur babies.
oh, fairy babies, elven babies, all the babies. Okay.
Babies, my baby sticks. I think we can go to the next one.
All right.
Okay. Just cut that bit.
Sweet. So, TJ, what is your highest vision for Shamanic Roots?
Honestly, the same as humanity. I would love to just be living with the land, with a little hut, with all of my tools and potions and all of my things, and just being that person in the village who gets everyone howling at the moon and going into those dark places, but then also in the most loving way, and coming into the light and just being of service. I like being of service. I love being able to help people evolve, and you know, they're doing the work and I am just the guide, but being able to see other people's transformations is so fulfilling. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool, I love it.
Well, that wraps it all up.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for coming on. TJ representing us at Heal Festival January 20th. Early bird tickets are out now. She is representing us for our soul theme. She's a beautiful guide for reconnection of the soul, for healing. I can testify to her in so many different containers we've done together on so many different levels. And yeah, I'm really, for your guys' sake, definitely come experience her magic. Reach out to her. Her Instagram handles are Shamanic Roots. Is that correct? Underscore Shamanic Roots or just Shamanic Roots?
Shamanic.roots.
Shamanic.roots. Definitely reach out to her, learn more about her rituals, her containers, and we will see you all January 20th in Brunswick at Mycelium for Heal Festival. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's what
Yeah.
Thanks, TJ.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah.